people simply want to get to the bottom of it. I mean, it's so bad right now that Bill Gates' ex-wife, Melinda Gates, gets invited on an interview right after she's learning about the fact from the Epstein files that he caught an STD that he was worried about giving her, and Epstein told him allegedly what to take.
What drugs to give her.
What drugs to give her. Play this clip here. Go ahead, Rob.
The emails in the files suggest that Bill Gates had additional affairs and that he tried to get medication to treat a sexually transmitted infection, and that he was going to give you the medicine without you knowing. His representative has said all of this is false. It is not on you to have to respond to the details of that alleged behavior, but I wonder what your dominant emotion is when you read these news articles with these details.
Sad. Just unbelievable sadness. Unbelievable sadness, right? And again, I'm able to take my own sadness and look at those young girls and say, my God, how did that happen to those girls, right? And so for me, it's just sadness for, you know, I left my marriage. I had to leave my marriage. I wanted to leave my marriage. I had to leave I felt I needed to eventually leave the foundation. So it's just sad. That's the truth.
Did Bill respond, Rob?
Bill Gates does respond.
Can we play the?
Does he really?
Yeah, and you know what he's trying to go at? I'll let him play again. I'll give my 2 cents.
Pat, you study human nature.
Yeah.
Tell me. Yeah.
Does that, when you look at her like that,
I feel
what do you
bad
think?
for her. I feel sorry.
What do
for
I
her.
See
think?
what Bill has to say.
Well, I tell you what I think. I think a couple
Believable?
things. I mean, look, it's not even the believable part. It's I think the number one emotion is embarrassed. Is embarrassed because. Look, guys, I mean, it's well documented when these two got married, whatever, they were together for 27 years. I think in the prenup or some kind of agreement that they had that she agreed for him to go visit an ex 1 week a year. I don't know if you guys have
something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So
that.
you can document that in a 1997 Time Magazine profile. It was reported that Bill and Melinda Gates, early in their relationship, that he could spend an annual long weekend with his former girlfriend, Ann Winblad. And this is not... This is not Daily Mail. This is Time Magazine profile in 97. So anybody that agrees to that pre-getting married, you pretty much agree that there's something weird about this relationship you're getting into. Can you imagine if I go to my wife and I say, babe, listen, once a year, I'm hanging out with my ex.
Oh, okay.
If you agree to that, we can get married.
Yeah, by the way, my when I was getting married, my imagination clearly wasn't big enough. I mean,
You got to think bigger, buddy.
I mean, good Lord.
Yeah, you were worrying about like
But
the
she
honeymoon.
agreed to
This
it,
guy.
though.
What I'm saying,
She
that's what I'm
agreed to
saying.
it.
So no,
Forward thinking.
But where I'm going to is I actually think Melinda, maybe not the Epstein stuff, Melinda kind of knew this guy's the richest man in the world I'm about to marry. I probably have to agree to certain things that maybe I wouldn't get if I married Mr. Johnson, who's a second-grade teacher making $47,200 a year. Totally. This guy makes that a second. It's a very different situation you got. So I think she kind of knew who she was getting into, maybe not the Epstein guy. Here's Bill Gates responding. Go ahead, Rob.
Knew a lot of very rich people, and he was saying he could get them to give money to Global Health. You know, in retrospect, that was a dead end, and I was foolish to spend time with him. I was one of many people who regret ever knowing him.
You've no doubt seen the allegations, including some of them from the last 24 to 48 hours. Are they true?
No, apparently Jeffrey wrote an email to himself.
Draft.
That email was never sent. The email is, false. So I don't know what his thinking was there. It just reminds me, every minute I spent with him, I regret and I, apologize that I did that.
The problem is some of the things that he has sent and some of the information about other people that has come up in those files has been true. Why would he do this and say this about you, do you think?
It's factually true that I was only at dinners. I never went to the island. I never met any women. And so, the more that comes out, the more clear it'll be that although the time was a mistake, it had nothing to do with that kind of behavior.
Do you believe him?
Absolutely not. Like, and again, everything is fact-based in this world, but whatever happened to your gut and your intuition, nothing about what he's saying, I believe, with the amount of stuff that he is. By the way, this is just one. These are 2 emails that I read that he drafted by himself that he was about to send to Bill Gates. What, to me, that's almost like a diary. You're like, why would he make up something like that if he just didn't send it? It was still on his computer. He went into great detail about it. And just really quick, Pat, if you don't mind, Adam, when you said earlier about Hillary Clinton that you're saying that she's gangster and she's like, hey, we don't have anything to hide. I don't think it's that. I think it's, hey, we're all guilty and we're all going to go down with the ship if you guys open your mouth.
Crap,
Maybe.
If I'm going down, I'm pulling everybody
bring
down.
everybody won't be. But the one thing, Jed, I want to know your opinion.
Yeah, but she didn't go to the island. I think that's what she's saying.
Absolutely. But the main thing
She's
think
into the...
Bill Clinton had Jeffrey Epstein come to the White House. How many times, Rob? 11? 17? 17 times he came to the White House. Why is a known pedophile coming to the freaking White House to visit with him? And then Mark Middleton, the guy that hooked up the whole thing, hangs himself, shoots himself in the chest, suicide, and then they don't find the gun and it's ruled a suicide. That's a whole different situation. But the fact that Hillary knows if he goes down, everybody's going down. And that's how it is.
What do you think, Jared?
Well, I think the reason Hillary's acting like this, because again, she has nothing to do with any of this. No one has ever accused Hillary with anything with Jeffrey Epstein. The Republicans threw her in to try to, make it sexier. And so she's like, well, if you're going to include me, then I'm coming. Let's go.
Yeah.
So
she's going to draw on other things, stories not even related to Epstein?
I think she'll come and embarrass him. Look, again, they held Hillary for 11 hours in a hearing one time.
I saw
remember
it
that
all.
without a bathroom break, right? Like Hillary can handle herself.
Is that the Benghazi thing?
Yeah, that was a
What
Benghazi
difference does it make?
Hillary can handle herself. So I think that's what she's doing here. Watching the Melinda Gates thing, and I've seen it now a couple of times. I mean, when the question comes in, she takes a gulp of air. It looks like she threw up and swallowed it.
Yes.
Okay. Whether that particular email is true or not, she looks into the camera and basically tells us stuff like that is true that she is aware of. It doesn't have to be that particular email.
Yes.
Maybe it is or isn't true, that email, but stuff on that level, she knows in her mind.
Can you do me a favor, Rob? Run a poll and ask this question. Who do you trust more, Bill Clinton or Hillary Clinton? I'm actually curious to know what the audience is going to say. Bill Clinton or Hillary Clinton? Because in ties to Trump, and I'll come to you, this is back in 2015 at CPAC, Trump's being asked about Bill Clinton. I don't know if you remember this clip or not. He went hard on Bill Clinton with Epstein. If you want to play this clip, Rob, go for it.
Bill Clinton. Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems.
Epstein in your remarks about in the Q&A.
Well, I think he's got a problem. I mean,
what do you think the problem will be?
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's no question about
And
it.
pause it right
Just
there.
Prince
By the way, if you
Andrew.
look at the president, he looks much better than he did here. So he's lost weight. Look at those cheeks.
Yeah.
Good for him, right? Look at that. He
was
looks
only at
better
2 Big
today
Macs. 2 Big
than
Macs
you
a
did
day.
in 2015. Adam, go ahead.
Well, number one, we have to state the clear fact. Trump was talking about the cesspool island in 2015. Before he was president.
A project manager.
Whoa.
So if you need a project manager, there you go. But let's give Trump a little credit. He was calling out Epstein before he even was president, before he was even running for president, when he was just initiating his campaign right after he came down the escalator. So everybody's accusing Trump of doing something wrong. I don't think so. Number two, there's a big difference between someone like President Bill Clinton and Bill Gates. Bill Gates first. What the hell does Bill Gates need from Epstein? He doesn't need money. He doesn't need access. He doesn't need power. You're the richest man in the world, or one of the richest men in the world. What are you going to Epstein for? Tax advice? So in my opinion, you're going to Epstein Island because you want to get away.
Well,
That
he says he
1 week
never
thing.
went to Epstein Island.
He said he never went
Okay,
to.
but you're associating with Epstein for what? For access to maybe some fun. Okay, I don't know if you did or didn't go. Clinton is a little bit different. Do you need money? Do you need power? Do you need fundraising? What are your next moves after you're leaving the White
You're
House?
saying
What
Bill
can he-
needs Epstein more than Gates needs
There's more
Epstein.
things that someone like Bill Clinton would need from Epstein
So what's your
than
point?
someone like Bill Gates.
What's your point?
That not all two people are the same. Why are you hanging out with this person? It's like, why are you going to Diddy's house?
One offers girls and fun, the other offers...
Exactly. Why are you going to Diddy's house? You want to get some music? You want to become a new producer
right.
for him? Or do you want to go to the baby oil party? There's a big difference. What do you think?
Listen, I think there's a lot in common with a lot of these people. And look, this is part of some of the conspiracy that may turn out to be true, is that he was curating people of power, and it became, it became leverage over these people. I mean, Elon is in the files, right? Like, if you look at who these people are, right? The rich and the powerful. How was Epstein able to curate all of those people, right? I mean, these are not insignificant folks, right? And it goes beyond even the big names. Then there's another second level of gigantic people, right? Very successful, very wealthy people around the world. And so, you know, the people think that these were bribery things that were going on. You get a little leverage on these folks, right? And so, you know, that's part of what people want to find out. On Trump, I will tell you this. Trump is brilliant at a lot of things. One of the things he's brilliant of is he takes something that he knows he's got an issue with, and he puts it on other people. Yeah. He takes his weakness, he takes his vulnerability, and he puts it on other people. I think Trump was getting ahead of the Epstein thing, knowing, hey, I'm all over that thing too.
10 years prior.
I think the other side is much better at it than that. I think in that side, for him to do that, you know how many times CNN has to apologize and say it's right. They did kick him off. He did kick out Epstein. Abby had to do it. Then I think a week ago, a guy on CNN came out and said a proven human trafficker, whatever, and he said it twice. He had Scott Jennings called him out. He had to come out and apologize. He was just on Piers Morgan yesterday, found 50 different ways to apologize because he knows if the president wanted to assume he can. If you're not afraid. If you're not afraid of what you've done, you'll sue. Yeah. And then you have to go through discovery. So if the guy is playing that much, I'm not telling you he hasn't done it in his career. I think that's actually a playbook from the other side that happens a lot. He just came out. Can you imagine, like, what are you doing bringing the girls out during the debate with Hillary Clinton? If you do that, you have to know the next day they could bring 50 girls on you. Who was E. Jean Carroll? This morning I was watching E. Jean Carroll's interview with Anderson Cooper, and he's like, you know, so what is rape to you? Rape is not physical. Fantasy. It's a fantasy.
Crazy.
And he's like, we're going to go to a break. You're Anderson, you're fascinating. You're fascinating, right? All these dumb stories that they try to put on him. So I think that game, I believe Hillary's much better at it than Trump. And look at this here. Look at the score right here. People trust Bill Clinton.
Wow.
They do not trust Hillary Clinton.
Willie.
3,500 people. Yeah, they do not trust.
Regarding Epstein or overall?
Well, that's what they're saying. The audience. I mean, what's the topic we're talking about? By the way, just to say one thing here to everybody that's watching this, I've been in the insurance business for 20-some years, okay? Love the industry, life-changing. If you're watching this and you want to insure yourself, do yourself a favor and go buy the shirt allegedly. Because when you're going through moments like this, never has there been a more important time to walk around making sure everybody knows you lean on the word allegedly, because that's the biggest insurance policy you can have nowadays, as long as you use the word allegedly. So if you want to protect yourself, go to vtmerch.com, get yourself an allegedly shirt or a hat, walk around at work with your family, with your friends, and just say, allegedly, this is what I heard. You will be protected, just like many others do, wearing the allegedly gear. And it is one of the greatest conversation starters. No matter where you're at, people look at you, they smile, and it goes into a conversation.
I'm curious, in a court of law, in a court of law, Jared, you would know this. If you're wearing that shirt and you're talking just out of your butt and you're saying crazy stuff, in court, you just be like, hey, I heard. I didn't say it out loud, but the shirt is saying it.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.